just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
Hey everybody, welcome to Late Late Horror Show. We are back. I am Dino, and that is...
Kelsey. Good to see you guys again.
Yeah, nice to have you back in the studio.
Yeah.
You and Ted this week, so that's going to be awesome. Getting back to things. But yeah, we got another one that Kelsey picked. And not a bad thing. So far, you're introduced... What I like is you're introducing me to newer movies that otherwise I'd never watch.
Well, that's good.
And this is a Shudder exclusive. It's Yummy from 2019. It's an action comedy horror, but it's a zombie movie. It's one of those... It's a Walking Dead type movie, but whatever. We'll get into that. But it's directed and written by Lars de Massou. Who knows? It's a Belgian film, and they speak Dutch. But it's the funny thing is
mostly English though, but it's a mix of languages.
Right, there you go. That's why I need her here. So, but I think the director's wife kind of made up this like Balkanese type language for the film. If you've noticed it, like when it says native language in there, that was just a language that she kind of made up for the film. Just an interesting little bit. I don't know. It was interesting that I heard that, and I'm like going, oh, okay, well. Every time it said, because it was subtitles, it's Shudder. They all sounded Russian to me.
Yeah, well, it's like, I mean, definitely think European, so I could see.
Yeah, whichever. I mean, Dutch, but anyways, yeah, Dutch, Russia. I who knows? I don't know. Language is language, whatever. But that was interesting, and the actors and actresses were all kind of good acting, you know, like that. But it was basically your typical zombie movie, and I don't know. You go ahead. What do you think? I mean, we had basic characters. We had, who did we have? We had Allison, her boyfriend, Michael. There was some Daniel guy who was aggravated me so much. He had the blonde hair and stuff like that. He was just very aggravating. But why don't you set up kind of the premise? Talk about it a little bit here.
So basically, we have our main characters going to, I guess, a cosmetic surgery facility that's a little bit shabby. They're not too sure about it at first, but they got a good rate, so, you know, why not?
Yeah. I can give you 50% off this job. You know, let's take it. No.
But... yeah, so there's you kind of get a sense that there's some like new age and, you know, some experimentation with like stem cells they mention. So basically our main character is going for a breast reduction surgery and her mom is going for a facelift.
Yeah, and what's funny about that is she's going in for a reduction, whereas everybody else seems to be going for enlargements that you see in but anyways,
enhance and like that is definitely, I think, like again, it is a pretty simple, straightforward zombie containment survivalist type of film, and it's very tongue-in-cheek and fun and extremely gory. Definitely a total splatter fest.
Yeah, you watch the trailer and there's a lot of blood, and like you said, it's kind of a contained kind of movie. Like I think it was entrapment for sure. It's like very much stuck in this one place. Yeah, trying to get out. I think the budget was like $700,000 for the whole film. So I mean, to keep I think most of it went to special effects.
Yeah,
and, CGI sucked. But pretty much contained in this medical facility, you know, and just trying to escape there and escape the zombies and stuff. But yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, basically, the outbreak occurs when Allison's boyfriend, who's, you know, he was kind of like written as a little bit more like weak at first, but then you're like, okay, hopefully he's gonna like, you know, have his moment. But anyway, we can get back to that. Yeah. But yeah, so he ends up finding who this topless he thinks she's a victim, and then of course that kind of unleashes something that wasn't meant to be unleashed, and, you know, the infection and everything starts from there, and then it comes down to maybe a handful of people who are still humans in this place, trying to get out and survive this hellish zombie raid.
Yeah,
That's the concept.
yeah, basically. I mean, the first 5 minutes is really pretty slow, you know. Just going to the facility, going in, and you're just sitting here, you're going, okay. And then when he finds the woman on the, gurney, table, whatever, the bed, tied up, he takes the mask off because she's struggling, and finds out that she's all, infected and part of her mouth. That's the CGI. I think that was CGI. It had to have been.
Yeah.
Maybe practical effects. I don't know. I doubt it. But let's just put a bloody thing over the top of her mouth. Pretty easy to do in CGI. But,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's when it happens. And then from that point forward, hell breaks loose. I mean, and everybody is out and about. And I'm not sure how that happened from that one female victim or whatever, diseased zombie getting off that gurney, and then hell breaks loose like within seconds, right?
Yeah, so I guess
It don't take
so
that
it
long.
was like a little too quick for you.
It was a little too quick. I mean, did that, zombie go and unlock the doors to every room and every other infected person? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
I mean, I know once you're bitten.
I don't know if it's really that. I don't know. It seems like
You know what I'm saying?
it's not like a massive facility. I don't think. I think it's a
Big
relatively like boutique place or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I can understand that to a degree. That wasn't something that struck me like, wait, this is happening too quick. This isn't realistic. But I can understand maybe wanting to see a more slow churn of events.
Hey, I'm picky. I'm just picking at little things, but no. Overall, it didn't take away from the effect of the movie and me enjoying. Again, we're saturated with zombie films. Ever since The Walking Dead, it's like there's 10 million zombie movies out there, and they're all kind of the same premise. They tried. I mean, how can you work any different? You just need good actors, a different setting, and if you love that kind of thing, you're going to enjoy it. You know what I mean? But yeah, it happened a little too quickly. And again, when people get bit, it takes a while for them to turn. It's not like immediately.
Not like immediate, yeah.
And they're kind of like more of the 28 days later kind of zombie, the faster diseased or virus stricken, They're coming for us. They're coming for us. Footsteps. But yeah, no, I mean, I didn't have a problem with it. I did enjoy the movie for what it was. I mean, when that, the fast-paced action picks up, and it just goes all the way to the end.
Yeah. I think for me, like, the tone really helped because it was kind of this mixture of, like, fun, tongue-in-cheek, but, like, still dark and, like, there was still a story and things kind of escalating, like, where I felt pretty engrossed in it from beginning to end. I think, and I guess the beginning it was just being curious, like, oh, let's see where this goes, knowing it was going to be a bloody zombie movie, but, just wanting to see how everything played out. And, like, the characters were pretty simple and kind of one note, but for the most part, there was still enough likable enough characters for me to want to go on this journey with them and see how things all played out. Okay. So, like, I would say I was definitely, like, engrossed and excited in the story, and I felt like the tension and suspense was really good, especially once the outbreak really happens. It was, very, like, adrenaline-fueled and just kind of one thing after another kind of escalating, and a lot of, especially towards the end, you just get more and more twists and turns and grim fates for everyone.
We'll hit that fast and furiously at the very end about that ending. It's like, oh my god, okay. But there was one part of the movie that just it got me. I mean, I was cracking up a little bit too.
Yeah.
When the one guy there's some guy who's famous and he comes there for an enhancement of his appendage, and he gets caught up during all of this in the cafeteria area or something like that, and he's with some younger girl, and she says, I don't want to die a virgin, so he starts to unwrap his, appendage, and funny scene. I mean, really kind of, I'm going, oh my god, what the heck? And as he's unwrapping it, I'm just looking and going, oh my god. But the funny part was afterwards, when it all happened, I guess she's not a virgin no more, but she starts doing. He goes. The first thing he does. What does he do? He goes over and tries to wash it
Oh yeah.
off, and it's steaming hot water. So he burns it. Okay, and then the girl gets some ointment, rubs it on there, and says, "This might help." It gets caught on fire. You know.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I'm going on. It's so funny.
No, it's definitely a notable, like, they kind of go there in this movie. There's a lot of nudity, so a lot of horror fans who love their blood, guts, nudity, sexual situations. This one's definitely got some stuff for you. But most of, like, the sexual situations or nudity is something like this where if it doesn't start that way, at some point it becomes very morbid and fucked up. So I kind of liked that they kind of, like, like, you might get this moment of happiness, but enjoy it while it lasts.
Right. There was a lot of, like, pushing of that kind of stuff again in this movie, but it's on fire. She takes the fire extinguisher and puts it out, and freezes it, and ends up chopping the tip off, and he puts it in his pockets and goes try looking for a doctor.
That was actually a pretty funny moment because it's like before they were already trapped fighting for their lives, all this, Buddy was like, okay, this is serious now. I need a doctor to stitch this back together. And he just starts like running and rampaging through that hallway. He's like ready to kill every zombie that comes his way. But I mean, you just need proper motivation, you know?
Right. Didn't work. He got 2 feet out the door and he's dead, or turned. Because I think they show him a little bit later on towards the end. Yeah. Down the tunnels, but yeah, that was But yeah, that stuck out to me. I don't know if anything stuck out to you. Funny, kind of like that.
I don't know about funny, but overall I did like just the look of the zombies and gore and a lot of it. And my favorite was the girl. Like I think she might be in some of the posters or promo images, but the girl with like no legs. Yeah. And I usually like slower zombies, but just how this girl was like seamlessly, she's like just walking on her legs like a spider and like coming at you. And, so both the look of like the gore and everything of it, and then just like the way that she played it, I was like, that's pretty badass.
and when they seen her, wasn't she the one that she kept like putting up eating, and it kept going through, so you could see it kind of flowing out of her, and she's eating at the same time?
There's a lot of lovely intestine shots in this, whether using it as a weapon, a treat. There's a lot of sliced open heads and carnage and body parts and you name it. So definitely a high gore count on this one.
High gore count, kill count, disgusting, throwing out. And, cutting off of penises.
Then Michael, the boyfriend character we mentioned, he was a failed med student because he couldn't get over his disgust and fear of blood. Yeah. So obviously he's not going to do. It seems like he's not set up to do super well in this situation. No. So there is a number of times where he vomits just at the sight of blood at all. But then I'm like, okay, now hopefully like this pushes him and breaks him out of his shell and does something cool. And he had some good moments. But I was a little disappointed. I kind of wanted a little bit more for his character.
Yeah, no, they kind of pushed him off as the clumsy. Like, I mean, immediately he hits his head. He's bleeding. He falls on the ground, and you think he's dead.
Yeah, I was like, oh, damn, they didn't even give him a chance.
Yeah, but throughout the movie from that point forward, because he does like, oh, wake up, and he's out of it because of bleeding, He hits his head like twice, at least 2 more times. I think the one guy hits him with a fire extinguisher across the face. He gets knocked out. Funny stuff just to bring in for the character. So, very interesting. But his character was, I don't know. We could jump to the end. I don't know. It's in the middle. It's all that action, and we get this crazy ending. I don't know.
Did you not like it?
Well, talk about it a little bit. What happens? I mean, they're all trying to escape this facility, and they make their way to the roof, get out they get down to some tunnels. Everybody's dying off one by one. You end up with Michael Allison and Daniel, I think is the one, in the tunnels. It's like a sewer system, but it's not. It's just a tunnel system, whatever. There's no water, so it's not a sewer. But they're making their way out, and Daniel's been bit. and he's hiding it. Okay.
And the whole time he's also been trying to get close to Allison, who's like
Yes.
in a serious relationship with this other guy. So
Yes.
yeah, the whole time he's kind of inching in.
Right. And what happens is Michael ends up getting, because some blood drips in a little beaker that's got this little creature or fetus or something in there, and ends up becoming alive, and that was kind of weird. It looked like a little kid movie after that point with that creature. That creature didn't need to be in that movie, but it ends up biting Michael.
Yeah, I think it's like more related to like what these like experimental treatments or things that they were doing there.
Yeah.
So I think, especially like they kind of had talked a little bit about like some dead stem cell research, and so that might have been like an experiment of
Right.
that faction gone wrong. So that maybe that's even a reason why this like happened at all.
It could have looked a little cooler, though.
Yeah. Okay.
I
so
mean,
just the effects of it. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, it looked like a little baby cartoon something. I don't know. but yeah, I mean, they're so. I mean, tell us the very ending when they're trying to get out of the tunnel there. What?
Well, maybe we shouldn't do like a play-by-play,
No?
just because, like, for me, it was
Okay.
kind of like when
You,
something's caught me
Don't-
off guard. I was like, oh shit, now this is happening, now this. So I think
so don't spoil it.
Well, we can kind of overall
Oh.
talk about it, but not like
Spoil.
specifics.
Okay,
just
that's
like
fine.
overall, what did you think about the ending? Because I think like that is, I think, a fun part of it to kind of see
is.
the different turns it takes and to be experiencing that firsthand.
And people have spoiled it on the internet with their reviews that I've seen. So we'll skirt around it a little bit. Go watch it for yourself if you like zombie kind of movies. All I'll say is it ends differently than most of them do. Okay.
Yeah.
Did I like the way it ended? Why not? I mean, it didn't
Yeah.
bother me, but I was like, what?
Yep.
Okay. But see, now I can't say the other thing I was going to say, but it's okay. Zombies get out and they start. It looks like they're going to take over the planet at this point because they're all around, walking around, kind of like The Walking Dead,
And then even when help comes, you see the police, oh, we're saved, but they still,
Yeah.
they want to kill anyone who's there just in case to contain it.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, I mean, overall, it's fine. I won't give it away. Go watch it. Tell me what you think about it. It was fine.
Yeah.
It was just different. And I was like, what the hell?
yeah, for me, a lot of times, like, it was, it's not, like, wildly unique or anything super innovative for the zombie subgenre, but it still had this quality of feeling, like, a little fresh to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's some zombie films where you're like, this is the exact same formula that, Romero established how many years ago. So I felt like they were kind of playing within the formula, but not totally stuck into it. And it was this good mix of, fun and this more dark, gritty, grim atmosphere that I think worked. So for me, like, there are probable issues if you want to look into it, but it was like almost like fun and lighthearted enough. I'm like, it kind of helped you just kind of like go there with them. And there is some subtle, it's not too serious of a film, but there is some subtle kind of, critiques of, especially where vanity and greed get you, because most of the characters who kind of suffer the most are very much that's what motivates them. But then also in the end, it doesn't really, turn out super well for the good intentioned either. So I guess we're all just screwed.
Right, yeah. No, so it's a different spin on the way movies end. I'll just put it, that way. And a little sad for,
Yeah.
There
was, earlier on, like, you're basically cheering for these characters for the most part. And,
Michael and Allison, you're cheering for them.
So,
The
yeah,
rest,
you
not
want
so
things
much.
to go a certain way. But, yeah, I think the ending, just how it unraveled, and there's kind of a few twists one after the other, and, kind of left me just saying, damn. And usually, I don't know, it's usually kind of good. Like, I don't know, I like a film to incite a reaction in me one way or another, and it did that, so...
Yeah, 100%. That's what it did to me, too. So it was a little different. It was a first-time watch for you? Mm-hmm. Okay, same here. Overall, enjoyed it. There weren't spots where I was going, oh, my God, I got to continue watching this movie.
Yeah, like, thanks a lot, Kelsey.
Yeah, I hate when movies get like that.
Yeah.
But it was fine all the way through. It was a typical zombie horror movie, and I see most of the ratings like around 5.9 out of 10, and that's kind of where I put it. No higher, no lower. It was good. It was fun. How about you?
I'm gonna go with 7.
You're gonna go with 7. Oh boy. Okay.
Honestly, I enjoyed it from beginning to end. Like, I love my horror with depth, but sometimes it's okay just to have like a fun, bloody, zombie movie. I thought the tone and the tension and suspense, like, it felt like it was very thrilling. I felt very invested in it. Again, like, not the most memorable characters or ones that I was like, not surging with layers or meaning, but it was a very fun horror film.
And I love foreign horror. So
yeah.
This was just average. So for me, but so there you go. I mean,
I'm not going to be looking at this movie years later and being like, oh, the impact that movie made on my life. But
right.
Fun, gory, stylistic, tension-filled film.
There you go.
For me.
Yeah. I don't think I'll ever watch it again. But that doesn't mean I didn't like it and enjoy it. 5.9 is close to a 6.
It is.
And a 6
It's not
sounds
too
better
far.
than a
Not too
5.9. So yeah, there you go. So that's another one in the books.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Make sure you check out all the links below. Help us out, support the channel, and we'll see you next time, right?
Bye, guys. Yeah.
Bye-bye.